before, after. But there's no difference in them. Well, then I guess you're training wrong. Hey, what's up, guys? SC Fitness here, and today we are going to talk about the chest. Now, the chest is, the biggest, most important part usually thought of when thinking about bodybuilding and weightlifting. The chest is usually the most important part that people think about. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't neglect other body parts, but I feel like personally, the chest is probably my most important body part, and I feel like you should be definitely training your chest, thinking about how to train it without neglecting other muscles and also including compound movements into your workout routine and exercises. But so let's first, before we dive into the best chest exercises, we should first know the anatomy of the chest. So let's go and see the anatomy of the chest. So here we have the clavicular head. This is the upper chest, and you have the sternal chest, the middle and lower chest. And as well here we have the clavicle, and so basically that's one of the things that it really stands out, and you really look amazing with that developed clavicle right near the top of the chest. And so basically to develop your chest, it's usually not very hard for some people, but for other people it can be very hard, especially when you hit those plateaus in your intermediate and advanced levels. But so let's go on to basically what kind of someone, a fitness influencer, would claim your chest is like. You can divide it into three parts: the upper chest, the middle chest, and the lower chest. So the upper chest basically is the clavicular head, then you can kind of divide these into the sternal head and the abdominal head. But basically, technically, the anatomy of the chest is just the clavicular head and the sternal head. But we should think about the upper, lower, and middle chest. So let's go. So basically, my first best chest exercise is actually a compound movement. It is the bench press. Now, this I feel like is superior to any other chest exercise. It's just the compound movement, basically how people do it. And the correlation, I get that correlation doesn't always exactly match causation, but the correlation of the amount of chest muscle and basically the amount of sets bench pressed. And I feel like the bench press is king when it comes to developing your chest. It develops mostly your middle chest, your sternal head, and it is a really good exercise. You should have it. And the bench press has the most EMG, and this is the number one exercise, a staple you should have to build your chest. But all right, so with this example of the
bench press. This is the classic exercise. This is by far the best chest exercise out there. You get the benefits of the chest, then you get the benefits of the triceps. Also get some benefits of the anterior deltoid from the shoulders. So basically this option is great, and we should go to failure with this set. I didn't, just because I was doing a demo. And so when you're handling heavy or light or weights which you can lift like either 10 to 12 reps or less than that, you should use a spotter, but this weight was pretty light for me. So basically you see I have an arch in the back, and I do 5 reps where I go completely up, touch my chest, and then go back up. Pause for a second, and you can pause on the top or the bottom. So that's it for the bench press.
So let's move on to our second exercise, and that is the cable crossover. So the cable crossover is a really good exercise for the adduction part, and you can go either up, low to high, or high to low, whichever one works for you. And basically, when you go low to high, basically it's not as good as going high to low, because high to low you get a bit better contraction, but in some types of settings you will unfortunately have to go low to high, maybe because you don't have equipment available or other reasons. But let's see, you can also do a standard just adduction exercise from the sides, not that bad. So like you can do it from the sides, come in, but let's see an example of this cable crossover. Unfortunately, I don't have mine because I
Bench press.
am at home currently and my school doesn't allow recordings, and I don't have the equipment at home, unfortunately, except I have some free weights, but I can't really do some cable crossover flies. But I do have an alternative exercise I will show later, which is a good alternative to the cable crossover. But let's see the cable crossover.
Okay, so for my exercise that I selected, it's basically a dumbbell crossover, and so basically this is low to high. And so for this, you get a great contraction with the chest and the adduction. And so basically, you get that chest adduction motion, and then you go all the way down. So basically, this is a great alternative to the cable crossover, which I would normally pick, as you still hit those chest fibers, and you also get some lower chest fibers. At home, this is probably one of the best options that I have.
From the machine, you can really see that come out there, and he's getting the adduction portion in. And so this is a really good exercise that you should definitely include in your regimen. Alright, so the third and final exercise I have for you guys is the incline dumbbell bench press. Now, I like using dumbbells because here it gives us a better contraction, and you can screw up your shoulders by doing the barbell version of this exercise. But I would be very careful with this exercise and how you execute it, making sure it's hitting the upper chest rather than the shoulders. So basically, to hit the shoulders, you do a normal shoulder press. To hit the middle chest, you do a normal bench press. So basically, the incline bench press is hitting more of that upper chest. So it's really near the chest, more towards the chest side of things, but it's more up rather than a flat bench press. For this angle, I would go pretty flat, I'll go pretty narrow. I'll go like 30-degree angle is the best. 45 is like, it's good, it's decent, it's in the middle of a full shoulder press and a full bench press. 45 is fine, but I would rather have you do 30 as it gives the maximum amount of the contraction in the upper chest. So basically, let's now see an example of that in this set.
Okay, so with the incline bench press, you see how I'm going all the way up and then I'm stopping at where I make a 90-degree angle, or kind of like a square, a right angle, and then I go right back up and I repeat this motion there. So with this set, I would go to failure, and I chose dumbbells rather than barbells because dumbbells give a greater contraction and are healthier for shoulder pain. And so ideally your bench should be at a 30-degree angle for this. I have a 45-degree angle because at home my bench is not very adjustable.
Alright, so that is it for the 3 best chest exercises. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe. Leave a nice comment. It really makes my day, and I feel like it just makes me that much more passionate to give you guys good content and to continue. I will see you in the next video. Take care.